You're watching CBS 2. Now, News 2 at 11.
Tonight's top story, a woman is rushed to the hospital after a package bomb explodes in her hands. Good evening, I'm Stephen Clark.
And I'm Dana Tyler. The blast left the woman severely injured, and tonight police say revenge was behind this explosion. News 2 reporter Lou Young has the latest.
The small bomb went off inside the Mexican restaurant about 4 hours ago. As we rolled up on the scene here on Austin Street, employees and other witnesses were being spirited away by detectives, some still visibly shaken by what they'd seen. A waitress whose hand had been blown apart.
Something blew up in her hand, and that was all we heard. She ran screaming behind the bar.
There was a bang, and then she came over crying and screaming, and that was it.
The victim, Tara Zukas, was rushed to Bellevue Hospital where microsurgeons worked on her shattered fingers, one at least blown completely off. Family members who arrived on the scene seemed to have an idea who did this.
She said, well, all of a sudden I heard, I'm going to kill that bastard.
The mother said that?
The mother.
It may have been a dispute over a woman. Police are telling us tonight that the waitress had received a beeper in the mail several days ago in a package addressed to her brother. When she attempted to change the battery tonight, that apparently was the trigger that set off the high-powered blasting cap. They have a suspect.
It looks like it was a dispute, and this was the way that the person wanted to deal with it, to settle their dispute.
But she was not the intended target?
It doesn't appear that way, no.
A couple of quick points. The brother lost his beeper over a week ago. It was returned in a plain brown envelope to the restaurant 3 or 4 days ago. Hand delivered. Tara Zukas is in stable condition tonight at Bellevue Hospital. She has apparently lost her right pinky and ring finger. In Forest Hills, Lou Young, News 2.
New York's finest are mourning one of their own tonight. Officer Anthony Sanchez was shot and killed this morning, the first New York police officer to die in the line of duty this year. Tonight, we're getting our first look at his accused killer. News 2 reporter Vince Dementri has the very latest from the 13th Precinct in Gramercy Park.
33-year-old Scott Schneiderman said nothing as police led him from the 13th Precinct, but Mayor Rudy Giuliani had plenty to say. He wants Schneiderman to face the death penalty in the murder of Officer Anthony Sanchez.
That a police officer who was just doing his duty and doing it well has lost his life under circumstances that fit the death penalty statute in this state.
Just after midnight, the 31-year-old Sanchez and 3 other cops responded to a robbery call at 138 West 17th Street in Chelsea. According to police, Sanchez was alone when he ran into Schneiderman between the 9th and 10th floors. There was a gun battle, and Officer Sanchez was hit in the neck. He died at St. Vincent's Hospital. Schneiderman was hit 4 times in the chest and arm. But as you can see, he doesn't look any worse for the wear. Florence Ragusa called 911.
I heard a woman screaming at a high pitch and anxious and frightened. And then I heard right after that a man over her, with her, saying, "Police, police, police."
The people Florence Ragusa heard screaming was the suspect's father and his girlfriend.
He was actually attempting to rob his father and his father's girlfriend.
Vince Demetri, News 2.
Officer Sanchez leaves behind a wife and a 7-year-old son. Well, you may have noticed tonight some severe storms are striking our area. Ira Joe standing by right now with the very latest watches and warnings. Ira Joe?
A line of severe thunderstorms has prompted this severe thunderstorm watch until 1 o'clock in the morning throughout our entire area. Specific counties now for the next few minutes in Dutchess County, New York until 11:30, Fairfield County, Connecticut until 11:45 in Nassau County. Special marine warning in effect. We now add to the list New Haven County in Connecticut. This is the latest radar picture. The areas of yellow and red here, heavy thunderstorms, gusty winds up around Albany and Ulster County. Reports of trees knocked down, power lines down, wind damage as a result of 60 and 70 mile an hour winds there. In just a few moments, we'll show you the SkyTrack picture of this storm moving across our area. Stay tuned. Dana.
A New York City cop accused of gunning down an unarmed man went on trial today. Officer Paul Kaleckia is charged with manslaughter for shooting the victim in the back on a subway platform in the Bronx. Prosecutors say 26-year-old Nathaniel Gaines was running away from the officer, but Kaleckia says it happened during a struggle. Today, a medical examiner testified the shot was fired from at least a half a foot and a half away.
Police plan to search the Fresh Kills landfill tomorrow, looking for the body of 5-year-old Amy Burney, who was apparently killed with poison. Amy's mother and grandmother were arraigned in the Bronx today. They are charged with killing the child in their Kingsbridge Heights apartment late last month, then dumping her body wrapped in plastic in a garbage can. Police say the women admit forcing Amy to drink a poison cocktail because they thought she was possessed by demons.
Fibers may tie 7-year-old Megan Kanka to her accused killer. A police chemist testified today at Jesse Temendekwa's murder trial. The expert said fibers found at Temendekwa's home in Hamilton Township matched Megan's clothing. And he said fibers from Temendekwa's pants were found on Megan's shirt. Temendekwa is charged with raping and strangling Megan in 1994.
Key scientific evidence was also presented today in the Oklahoma City bombing trial. The government says this piece of plywood is pitted with explosive ammonium nitrate. That's the same residue found on Timothy McVeigh's T-shirt and on earplugs when he was arrested. But the defense is trying to show the FBI mishandled evidence, improperly testing and storing some items. The Air Force has no intention of granting Kelly Flynn an honorable discharge. That word from the Pentagon tonight means Lieutenant Flynn's court-martial for adultery and lying begins as scheduled tomorrow. Flynn is the nation's first female B-52 pilot. She formally offered to resign from the Air Force in exchange for that honorable discharge to spare both sides an embarrassing public trial.
Today was the day Long Island Railroad riders no doubt dreaded. The nation's largest commuter railroad began a major 4-month track improvement project. The LIRR says the work will lead to a smoother ride for passengers in the long run, but the going should be tough for now. 10 trains are eliminated, making more crowded cars and delays inevitable. The railroad hopes to have this work done by September.
Up next, what Lucy and Desi's daughter wants taken out of those I Love Lucy reruns.
And what Tiger Woods' new deal with American Express means for Jerry Seinfeld.
Also, it's police versus the protesters as the demonstration gets quite out of hand. Find out what started the trouble.
You're watching News 2. More news in less time.
An appearance by former Ku Klux Klan leader David Duke sparks this violent protest in Cleveland. About 150 people rioted outside a building where Duke was addressing a white supremacist group yesterday. Cops used batons and pepper spray to hold back the crowd. They arrested 3 people. Duke called those protesters communists.
Our look around the world tonight begins with the renaming of Zaire. Rebel leader Laurent Kabila renamed the country the Democratic Republic of Congo. Store owners had to scratch out the word Zaire from store signs. U.S. officials are pleased Kabila has promised to name a government this week. In the meantime, mobs continue to attack suspected supporters of ousted President Mobutu. 200 people were killed over the weekend after Kabila's forces seized the capital.
Turkey. A wave of violence as members of the Turkish party Congress gathered to elect a new leader. Members threw chairs at one another, destroyed ballot boxes. The clash was sparked by an advocate of the winner, saying they would use illegal ways to deal with traitors to the party.
Hong Kong, a band was playing as the first direct express train between China's capital of Beijing and Hong Kong made its inaugural trip today. The launch comes just 43 days before Hong Kong is handed back over to the Chinese.
Golf superstar Tiger Woods is teaming up with Jerry Seinfeld in a mega deal. The Masters champion appeared at a Manhattan news conference to announce he too will be a spokesman for American Express with Seinfeld. It's estimated Woods will get $30 million over the next 5 years. That is on top of the $40 million deal with Nike and the $20 million deal with Titleist golf equipment. Lucy Arnaz wants to eliminate scenes like this one here from the I Love Lucy show. The daughter of Desi Arnaz and Lucille Ball doesn't like all the smoking that's going on. She says the show sponsor, Philip Morris, told the stars to light up in every scene. Desi Arnaz died of lung cancer when he was just 69.
Still ahead on News 2 tonight, the identity of the person who gave millions to flood victims is no longer a mystery.
Plus, Ira Joe with much more on the severe storms in our area.
All right, the Mets win in the bottom of the 9th. The Jazz beats the Rockets, and the Red Wings now lead Colorado 2-1. Sports is next.
The mysterious angel who donated $15 million to flood victims is no longer a mystery. It's that woman, Joan Kroc, heiress to the McDonald's hamburger fortune. Kroc anonymously donated $2,000 to each family devastated by floods in Grand Forks, North Dakota and East Grand Forks, Minnesota. Her secret was uncovered when records revealed her visit to the area.
Thunderstorms caused a lot of turbulence at an airport in Indiana. Violent winds tossed and destroyed 21 small planes in Angola. Those airplanes had been parked inside hangars which were demolished by the hurricane-force winds. Same weather you might have noticed has moved into our area tonight.
And at 11:15, let's talk about this stormy night with SkyTrack 2 and your weather story. The day had some hazy sunshine after a morning of thunderstorms, but off to the west, cold front pushing clouds into our region. We see rain falling, and at the moment in Midtown heavily, perhaps where you are as well, and bolts of lightning illuminating the nighttime sky. All right, the latest radar picture shows us that we do have, in fact, a line of particularly heavy thunderstorms that is around this area. There we go. It's going to climb into the circle here in a moment, and that's what's grumbling through our region and the source at the moment for the severe thunderstorm watches or warnings around our area. So the deal is this: we're going to continue through the night to have these thunderstorms grumbling, I say through the night, through the next couple of hours, and until 1 o'clock in the morning we have the severe thunderstorm watch in effect. Temperatures are not going to fall very far, sliding back into the 60s, and then through the night we will see these storms move off to the east. Could be some lingering showers in the morning over eastern Long Island, southeastern Connecticut. Ultimately, though, the sun will win out and burn through the cloud cover, and tomorrow pretty pleasant. Temperatures will climb up into the 70s. Already reports of some damage up around Ulster County and in parts of New Jersey as well. Tomorrow, though, is going to at least get some sunshine upon it. It'll be windy, continuing to be that way. Cooler on Wednesday, mid-60s and a partly cloudy day. And then Thursday, mostly sunny, a little warmer. Friday, 71 and mostly sunny. And on Saturday, that's when the clouds gather again, and there could be some rain. Now, we're under a severe thunderstorm watch until 1 o'clock in the morning. A note of hope is, again, there were watches in effect that have since been canceled over in western New York, western Pennsylvania. It is hoped once this system moves through, and it's quick to do so, things will calm down quickly.
Sun will come back.
Yes.
Thanks, Ira. Here's Warner, and the Mets are actually amazing some people.
All right, that's right, Dana. 14,000 at Shea today. The Mets beat the Rockies 4-3 on John Olerud's two-run homer in the bottom of the ninth. Armando Reynoso had a no-hitter broken up in the seventh. He left in the eighth with a 2-1 lead, allowing only 2 hits. Let's go to the videotape. Reynoso got great support today. Here's a shot, right field. Here comes Ochoa and the grab. Top of the third, Vanderwall thought he had a base hit, but look at Ordonez. Backhand throw to first in time for the out. Now, top of the seventh, 2 outs. Reynoso still working on a no-hitter, but Jeff Reed breaks up the no-hitter and the shutout with 1 shot. Now, 3-2 Rockies, 1 on 1 out, bottom of the ninth, and boom! Olerud sends everybody home with a 2-run homer. Mets win 4-3, take 3 out of 4 from the Rockies, now 23-20. Elsewhere, the Padres won today. Steve Finley, who had only 1 home run all year, hit 3 today, and the Padres had turned in a triple play. The Braves won tonight. Denny Nagel now 7-0. Well, Knicks fans still think they were robbed. Come on, folks, the rule is clear. Leave the bench for any reason. That's it. You're out for 1 game. Is the referee supposed to be a mind reader and guess what a player's intent is leaving the bench? And suppose it was the Heat that came off the bench. Knicks fans would have called for suspensions. In Chicago today, Michael Jordan was there.
Wow, it's very agreeable.